All right, let's see if this live thing works any better. I'm just going to go off my phone for today because, whoa, terrifying. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. This should work a little bit better, I hope. And we'll just totally abandon the previous live stream. See if anybody jumps into this one. The audio quality is going to be as good, so I apologize about that in advance. Maybe we'll try this angle as well, just hopefully. Bear with me one sec, guys. I'll get this rolling. Okay, there we go. Much better. Cool. So my whole point from before, I actually don't need this microphone because it's not doing anything. I'm using my camera. Sorry, not my camera, my phone. That's it. I primarily don't make calls on it though, so yeah, anyway, the setup at the moment, I don't know if you can see this, but I got a sample pad down here for some drum stuff, and we're just gonna hear, the phone will pick up what's coming out of my monitors, so I've got a triple play with some synths. And I've got guitar I can blend in. This will be interesting. We'll see if we can create some kind of looping thing. What I will do, so I'm just using the built-in looper in the Axe Effects. Let's get something like. that's fun. This is the Fishman triple play pickup. I picked one of these up when I was in the when I was in the States recently, and I haven't done a whole lot of jamming with it, but running the soft synths. So basically, this has a little USB dongle that it comes with, and you connect that to your computer. I bet this bloke gets all the Sheilas. Nah, mate. It's 11 p.m. Ah, interesting. Maybe I normally start around this time or a little earlier. Maybe you're just catching it. So, yeah, so the triple play, it's got a little USB dongle that it connects wirelessly to your computer, and I can use it to control soft synths, and then I'm routing everything through the Axe effects. So when you hear, for example, this synth, if I turn all the effects off in the Axe, you just get like a violin sound. Or I can change it, essentially, the beauty of Falcon, like I could make it a choir if I wanted to. That's pretty cool. Or, you know, some kind of like synth bass thing, that might be cool. Let's see, let's go for some synths. I want, oh, where are we? Synth bass. Give me some analog style. Give me some Moogie. That's cool. Oh, that sucks. I made a terrible error there. Then I can change to a different synth, maybe. Let's go for a lead thing. Then I can roll off the synth and... Whoops. Yeah, Invader Kraftwerk. Yeah, I really like this Falcon plugin. I'm just using a bunch of the built-in sounds, and yeah, it's got that. There's definitely some cool stuff there. All right, where are we in the chat? Thank you guys for tuning in as well. I'm sorry that it the previous stream sucked, but this is what's going on here. So who we got in here? Lots of people. Could I do this live? I don't know. I reckon there would be better ways to do it live than the way I'm doing it at the moment. Using, like, a lot of people who do live looping use Ableton. So that would probably be a better way, like trigger everything in there. And then you've got the ability to like quantize stuff, but there's stuff I had kicking around, like the SPD-SX we bought so that we can trigger some live sounds with the band. And we haven't really used it that much, but there's this 808 style kit in there, which is really fun. Which I like the sound of a lot. Okay, cool. Yeah, I imagine my phone's struggling with that. But yeah, so I got this kind of pad here, which is kind of fun. I turned all the velocity sensitive stuff off so I can just do that, and then I've got stuff in here. I'm sure I could trigger drum sounds with, or trigger loops with the triple play as well. I just haven't explored it. The band called Halloween from Detroit. I do not. Not to be confused with Halloween. Sick. So Jason, you got your new PRS. So the CE24, is that with the bolt-on neck? It's kind of a little bit strattier. We'll get away from... there's a little bit too much gain on this at the moment. I want to go back to my weird loopy thing. I've got another version of this preset, which is kind of fun, where I use an expression pedal to change the... That would be awesome with synth, actually. Let me chuck one of these synths through there. Too loud. Wow, way too loud. Why is this plugin so darn loud? That's ridiculous. That's great. Wow, this is cool. That's kind of cool. Wow. Sounds like whales in heat. That's so funny. One cool thing as well is once you've got all that stuff baked into a loop, you can change the location of the looper. So now I'm going to manipulate the loop with those delays. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right. That's probably enough wacky behavior for this morning. What are we listening to here? So if you just tuned in, I have the Fishman triple play pickup on my guitar that's triggering some synths in Pro Tools. And I also have my guitar going through my Axe effects, and I've got a sample pad down here so I can play all these loops through this patch in the Axe effects, which also lets me change the motor speed of the tape delay. So I can do that kind of thing, which is pretty wild. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that sound a lot with the synth on. A sitar solo. Oh yeah, I'll get the old Van Halen style sitar out, I think. So yeah, that's what I've been spending my life doing for the past 24 hours, playing around with all these sounds. It's a lot of fun. I really like being able to, in this case, throw, like if I wanted to put this drum pad and have some samples on it, you know, I don't know what this is. And can I run that through these delays? Because that'd be pretty fun. Maybe not. Maybe there's a different kit. Let's try it. Yikes. Okay, not what I wanted to do. Oh, maybe. You know, I really do need to mess around with Ableton because I think I like all this stuff so much that would offer me a far more like integrated way of doing all this kind of looping stuff. I'm a total Ableton noob, so I need to go watch some videos and yeah, get on it, I think, because I like looping and I like weird sounds. This is what is this synth patch? Okay. running this or just this particular plugin, but that seems to track okay. Yeah, what is up? Indeed, fam. How's everybody doing? What would you guys like to talk about today? Because I've done a bunch of this looping stuff. I might just change pace, and I'll go to some rock. Where's my preset list? This is what we want. Sweet. Let's see. Where's a big, thick guitar sound? I think we're getting close. Let's try this one. I was like the messes. Yeah. Someone asked about the sitar a second ago. Let's see, what are we talking about here? The Doom Heavy Fuzz 5-minute tones. Yeah, I'm going to write that down because I really need to get around to that. I love that stuff, man. I went through a big Doom phase a couple of years ago and wrote a lot of cool stuff. 5-minute tones, Doom. Any particular reference points you'd like to see me hit? Are we talking about, like, you know, Sun O or Sleep or that kind of thing? Yeah, this is a JB Jazz set, by the way, in my PRS. Yeah, I did a really quick kind of stonery tone, but the Doom stuff, yeah, I mean, the cool thing about it is people say, like, Doom, and I mean, it's not like there is a Doom guitar sound. There's a lot of similarities between a lot of bands, but like most things, there's a lot of different personalities going to it. You got the kind of dronier stuff, or you got the stuff that kind of does lean towards the stonery style stuff. Someone explained Doom tones. Yeah, this is cool. This is good. This gives me some stuff to listen. You guys give me some stuff to listen to that you want to hear, and I'll try and cook some rigs up. Are the old Carvins better than the new Kiesels? I don't know. The Kiesel stuff that I've tried has been really impressive. I played a Vader when I was in the States and loved that. And I don't know. I think they just kind of look cooler. They definitely look cooler than some of the old Carvins. But some of the old Carvins, like the California single cut or whatever it was, or the carve top, really nice guitars too. I think it's like any guitar, you just kind of got to find a good one. I'm going to grab the sitar. Speaking of that, turn the synths off for the day. Well, not for the day. I'm going to come back and do some stuff with them a little bit later, but let's get the choral. There we go. Yeah. a pretty fun thing. Steve Lukather video, yeah. It's one of those things where part of that is, you know, the fandom associated with a lot of guitar players. Like, I know, you can always do a kind of Eddie Van Halen video and 95% of people are going to be like, yeah, bro, Van Halen's sick. And you're going to get that 5% who are like, well, actually, I feel like with specific players, the well, actually part of it is a lot higher. Lukather's one of those guys because people obsess over his guitar tone. Any interview with him that I see, he's like, yeah, why would anybody obsess over this kind of tone? Just make it sound good and play. So it's something that's not like 100% in my wheelhouse. There's some people who just do the Luke thing so much better, including Luke. So yeah, but the Rosanna solo is so good. So good. What are we talking about here? Tutorial for Stairway to Heaven. We could do a how not to play Stairway to Heaven. I could show you guys how I learnt it. That'd be funny. There are some really cool things in that song that no one talks about, so don't know. Oi Tondi, the triple play with Falcon is amazing. Like, I really, really, really like it. So thanks for turning me on to that. I got to do some more playing with that because I was getting some synthwave vibes from that one. Amon-Ra, yeah, okay. Yes, I have heard those guys. Yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot. And I've got the SPDSX set up as well so that I can do some dumb stuff. Do you think you're going to check out any of the Synergy amps? They seem pretty innovative. It seems like all they've done is take the old Egnator modular thing and they've just got other manufacturers to kind of buy in. So rather than have a Soldano style module, you've actually got a like Mike Soldano approved preamp. I would check them out if any make it down to Australia. It's something that, I've got rack gear. I'm not really in a massive hurry to get any other rack gear. It looks cool, and I'm sure it sounds fantastic. And I like the idea of just being able to go, yeah, I want a Friedman BE preamp and add it to my thing. So let's go in on the sins. Well, there you go. Maybe we should. Yeah, there's so much stuff. I like what's their thing where you can add a preamp to your existing amp? That's a cool idea. That's kind of the big innovative thing that I like the look of. And the fact that they're making a tube, actually, let's not. The fact that they're making a tube power amp when no one else kind of is, that's a nice thing. So I remember for the longest time I just wanted a tube power amp, and I never had one. Now I've got a Mesa Stereo 250, and I never play it anyway. So you made it to a live chat. Well, you better ask some good questions then. So. What if I did that, but with like a Mixolydian mode? How would that work? Yeah, rewind your channel. There you go, that's the worst version of Voodoo Child that you hear today. I'm going to grab a different instrument. real quick. Let's see. A bunch of people were asking about this guitar during the week, so we'll pull it down and have a rip. Tondi, I'll bring this around, man, and I might bring it tomorrow, and we can have a thing. That with a reggae beat, yeah, that'd be sick. How much acoustic do I play? At home, I don't play a whole lot of acoustic guitar, but I do a lot of acoustic gigs. Nearly all of the gigs that I do now, well, the vast, probably 75% of them are probably acoustic gigs. So I do quite a bit, and there's a lot of this live looping stuff where it's like, you know, loop a particular rhythm and play a 4-chord song over it. Yeah, I want 12 of these. Well, look how thin that is. It's like probably thinner than an Ibanez S series. How's it going in Perth? Perth is beautiful today. There's what's coming up in Perth? The AFL Grand Final tomorrow in Australia. So it's like the state religion here is footy. So this is a new instrument. This is Rubato Guitars from Johannesburg in South Africa. And I believe they have just started production of these. I've got one to check out for a little while. So yeah, really, really nice. Body and neck, one piece of carbon fiber. Does carbon fiber have so... It's got a beautiful clean sound going on as well. It's like a touch instrument. Yeah, this clean sound's actually really, really simple. There's two things going on. Axe FX 3 at the moment. It's the Mark Series clean, so USA clean. And the bass is at 1, the middle's at 3, and the treble's at noon. Input drive and master are at 8, so it's a really clean sounding amp. And the trick there is that I'm using the, you know, what am I doing here? What's the chord I want to play? Yeah, that one. I think maybe because it's got a 0 fret, then that kind of helps with the tap style stuff. Like there's not a whole bunch of extra. Do the old Joe Stat thing. I probably missed this, but do you use the Axe Looper or something else? Yeah, I just use the Axe Looper. So for a lot of the acoustic gigs, I take my AX8 and I've got an acoustic patch on there, so I use the looper in that. It's nice because you got all the buttons. But I did a gig a couple of weeks ago, and Troy has one. If he's still in the chat, he's got a Jam Man, and the Jam Man has that thing where it's like you can go, and it will generate a like 4 kick drums, which is really nice. So that kind of makes that a bit easier, and that was really, really handy. So the Jam Man's a winner for all built-in rhythm stuff, which I never thought I'd use, but it does make life very, very easy. That Jam Man thing's really awesome. I got to get one, and it's saying that my phone battery's low, so I'll be right back. Chat amongst yourselves. Ask Troy questions, because Troy loves answering questions on the internet. Right. It's funny, one of the first gigs I ever did in my life, a friend of mine at university. Will this reach? Hopefully. No. Darn it. Oh, gosh darn it. All right. This might work. Yeah, one of my friends at university was organizing this thing. It was some like cultural night, and he said, "Oh, Leon, you play guitar. Can you come and play guitar for 20 minutes or something?" And I just said yes, because, you know, I'm a generous guy. And I had no idea what I was going to do, and I borrowed my friend's Jam Man, and I just made weird sounds, like at the start of this thing. And everybody just kind of had this look on their face, like, for 20 minutes. So I just jammed and kind of got away with it. It wasn't a paid thing, so, you know, I just got away with saying that, yeah, it's this is my culture of experimentation. That is 100,000% the truth. Is I go in and I play it, and then Troy plays it properly for me. And then what I do live is I sample all of that, and I just mime. So the secret's out, ladies and gentlemen. Skype for Axe Effects tutorials. Yeah, I'm doing 2 things. I'm doing lessons through Musicon, which is like a Skype style thing, but I'm also building a library of Axe Effects content from there, which you can subscribe to. So it's kind of like a Patreon thing, but you can get discounts on lessons if you're subscribed. And I have filmed, I've probably done about 20 videos for that so far, so that should go live in the next couple of weeks, and people will be able to sign up to that. And it will be, I'll still do all my YouTube stuff, obviously, but kind of like where I do the 5-minute tones thing, it'll be slightly more of a structured course style thing, where it's like, we'll go through and we'll do a bunch of 5-minute tones things, then we'll turn it into one preset, then we'll do effects, and I figure I'll do a lot more long form videos on there. Like the deep dive videos are really fun, but I think people for YouTube like the snappy, like, just do this, get a great sound. Whereas I feel like a kind of content library that you can, you know, download or get into at any time with, here's everything you ever wanted to know about the amp block, which might, you know, just be too much for YouTube. It'll be in the library. So that's a thing that's in the works. What's your issue with Axe Effects jam volume? Ambient rock, it's a thing, man. So let's see, where am I in the chat? The S drum. Is that S drum thing actually good? I should really check one out. That's pretty cool. What was the other question in there? Oh, the Beat Buddy. I haven't tried them. So I really should. I need to get some culture in there. The Atomic against my tube amps. I haven't A/B'd them side by side, but the Atomic definitely sounds really good. It's a really cool unit. I do have a lot of nice things to say about that unit. Just because of the form factor, and, you know, there's not like, nothing does what the Fractal does, but it does what it does in its kind of own way, where, you know, there's, what, 20-ish amp models, and they all sound pretty good at the stock settings. You don't have to do a whole lot, and you've got a bunch of cool general effects. The Atomic's really good if you don't like tweaking, but, you know, like with the Axe Effects, I think once you kind of get used to it, it's really hard to go anywhere else. Like, just for effects like that you know, that Plex reverb kind of thing. Just having access to that, and the way you can like design your own effects in it, I think is really cool. Like all the being able to route delays wherever you like them. I actually just bought a TC Electronic GeForce off eBay. Because I remember when that was the thing, it was like Triaxis GeForce 290. Oh, we're talking about Axe-Fx Jam Volume. Yeah, it's, I mean, there's a perform screen on there now, so you can get tones pretty close in the studio. And I just leave the perform screen on, so if I have to tweak it the way I would tweak an amp at volume, I can go and adjust stuff on the fly. Yeah, Vi played a GeForce and stuff like that. So, I'm just curious. Like, I had a G major years ago. My rig used to be, if Troy's still in here, he'll remember my old rig. The JMP1, the G major. I think I had a rack. No, I had a BBE Sonic Maximizer in there, and I used to run it into the effects return of my Carbon V3 and a MIDI switcher, and that was the rig for a long time. And I remember Troy going, "You know what, man? You should just plug into a head. Like, why do you use all this stuff?" And then I did that. I took his advice. Carbon 2x12 with snakeskin. Yeah, that wasn't mine. That was my friend Dan's. I borrowed that from him for a long time. That was a good sounding cab. Jeez, that was a funny, funny rig. I just didn't know anything at the time, so, you know, it's pretty cool. I would do it a different way, but yeah, I ordered it. I got this GeForce off eBay, so I'll see if I'll be able to pull any tones on it, because that'll be interesting. I know it's kind of like the Fractal stuff kind of borrowed some of the ideas from there, where it's like it's got blocks and you can route them in certain ways and you can attach modifiers to certain effects. Yeah, the Plagueside BBE video is really good. Really good. Let's see, I've got close to 100 pedals. I love them, but haven't even looked at them since I got my Axe 3. Yeah, I mean, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have 100 pedals. I had maybe 20 or 30, and yeah, I don't use them that often. I like pedals, and I like the way you can just kind of grab them and combine them in cool ways, but I'm kind of as fast with the Axe now, where it's like bam, 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 and kind of use it in that modular way, which is nice. So yeah, there'll be a review with the GeForce when it arrives, which will hopefully be in a little over a week or something. What is going up? Yeah, it's at the moment I had some problems with the stream, so I'm on my phone. So what you're hearing at the moment is the guitar played through full range monitors being captured by my phone. So it's not really ideal, but you know, it is what it is. I have 10 heads, 6 cabs, 40 pedals, and an AX8, and I use plugins in the studio more than anything else. There you go. There you go. A lot of people have been asking me about THU, the overloud thing, and Troy, I know, has THU. We did a session about a month ago, and I know we just used THU because we were doing a writing thing, not for Ragdoll, for a different project, but it sounded really good. And Reaxis and Spark are pretty cool too. Let's see. Just got home and logged in. It's really good. Well, there you go. If Rondo reckons it's good, then it's probably pretty good. There you go. Maybe I do need to do the overloud thing. Can you get a demo for it? I know it's a Slate thing. Gotta download it now. Should I get a small PA if I get an AX8? Well, this is what you have to consider what you want to do with it. Are you doing gigs, in which case a PA would be handy? Oh yeah, we'll just do it at yours, Troy. There we go. There you go. Awesome. That'll be a good one. I'll dial the tones and you can play, which is how we normally record anyway. So yeah, I saw the John Simon's Sonic Drive Studio demo for THU, and I mean he makes everything sound killer, but that sounded really good on his too. So yeah, there we go. That's in the pipeline then. God, I have like a lot of things to demo. I've got like, I think 4 or 5 plugins that I've had sent to me recently that I've said I will demo for people. So maybe maybe October is going to be plugin demo month over here. Some stuff over that, and I've got the looper in the wrong spot. So what's Troy spilling the beans on? Yeah, actually that was really interesting, the THU thing. Because I remember UAB, it's like, here's this with a bunch of EQ and here's the THU thing just at stock settings. So there you go, in a mix. It sounds pretty awesome. So, what did we use on that? I feel like there was like mild recto and did we use a stiletto on that one or was it the Splawn? There was some amps and then we did a bunch of overdubs with the Axe effects. I did the solo with the Axe effects. But yeah, my old recto still sounds cool. But we, the rest of it's just kind of been, yeah, I feel like that was a recto and Splawn combo because that was my favorite combo from the last album. But same thing, like the Axe effects, like, well, the recto models in there are the same revision as my amp, and you put them side by side and they sound exactly the same. So yeah, there you go. Rectum Friars. I have tried the Pliny archetype and I've got a review of it if you want to check it out. And that one's really good too. Again, the neural stuff's cool. I like the way they've implemented their cab sim stuff. There's just so much. And they've got a nollie thing. I'm sure every guitar player who's prominent in that particular genre will have a plugin pretty soon. What else did I see this week that was cool? In more news in gear, the Boss DD8. Hey, someone just wrote that. There you go, Jason. You read my mind, man. The DD8. Yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah, it's funny. The Axe Effects has changed a lot of things for me. I've learnt more about guitar sounds and how to get them. And maybe I've just cared about them. Get Corms to make us a signature amp plugin. Yeah. The whole time... there should just be a setting on it which is one knob, and when you try to turn it, it doesn't change anything. But it's a placebo, the placebo amp plugin. What was I going to say? The Boss. Yeah, the neural stuff is really, really good. It's in terms of just like, you know, feel or whatever, obviously depends a lot on your interface, but them, Mercurial, I really need to spend some more time with THU, so. Have I been able to try a Rev amp? No. I've got their G3 and G4 pedals, which are really good. Like, probably the best distortion pedals I've ever tried. I love the G3. So much, actually, that I've got my pedal rack here. And I just, if you can see that, I've got a bunch of stuff that I recently stuck on there with Dual Lock so that, you know, it doesn't move. I've got my 2 Eventides in there. I've got my Anarchy Audio Clone, which is another one of my, probably my favorite boost ever. That with my old Recto is like, that's kind of the sound. And I've got the Rev G3 now. I like it so much that it made it into the pedal rack. So it's a really good one. And is that the G3? And then the G4 is kind of the more Recto thing. You feel the Aspect 3 has dramatically gotten better than the 2? Yes, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say yes. The 2 still sounds absolutely unbelievably good, but I think in the 3, the way, if we're just talking about the amp block, there's just more stuff in it that you can kind of tweak quickly. Like it has an input EQ and it has a preamp boost section. So, you know, like when you set up a tone, like for me, I'd normally go, okay, like, I know you guys can't see the screen, but I'll do it in real time. I'll take an empty preset and I'll connect some stuff up. Let's say we want to do like a Recto style thing. So amp block's going to go in, cab block is going to go in, obviously input and output. I'm not going to do anything else except for these 2, and I'll just bring up a rectifier model. And you know, they sound, AX8 I still use all the time, love the way it sounds. So let's go Recto 1 red, and a cab, I'm just going to use one of my user cabs. I'll set the low cut at 80 Hertz. So this is stock settings on the Recto. Which, I mean, how much can you really discern through this? And then what I'm going to do is pretty much leave it there. And I'm going to tweak a few things. There's a great input EQ. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a peaking EQ at about 800 Hertz and boost that by 6 dB, which gives me this. And I'm going to turn the low cut up to about 120. That's going to tighten the low end, and then I can bring the high cut down to kind of smooth stuff out. So that's one thing I could do. Or there's a preamp boost section. There's a Fortin grind model in there, so I could just turn the grinder boost on and crank it, and I have instant chug sitting. I think that was the sound for one of the new songs we were recording, actually, just Recto 1 red in the grinder, and sounds pretty slamming. So I like that. Like, that's a tone I could now record with, and that's easy to do from the front panel as well. Australian bands in Florida. I'm sure it's because they down low really just want to go to Disneyland while they're there, or Disney World. Let's see, where I've missed a bunch of stuff. Wow. Please keep me posted with how you like the generator, because they look amazing. I haven't really tried the Dunlop string, so I don't really know. Do I like the 5150 EL34 50 watt? Yeah, so there's a great band from Perth. If you saw Northlane and you like that kind of modern metal stuff, check out a band from Perth called Chaos Divine. And they recorded their album, well, they recorded the guitars for their album at least, at Troy's studio. And Troy, how many amps did they have in there when I came in? Because they basically, I think they called in every favor they had with every mate who has an amp. And like, we took a bunch of my amps in, a bunch of Troy's amps. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. And I think they ended up using the 5150 EL34. 23 amps were tested. Wow. That's pretty amazing. And was it the 100 watt or the 50 watt that they ended up liking? Because that thing sounded so good. It is crazy how easy it is to have a good... I was talking to my dad the other day. We were just talking about guitar tone, and he was like, yeah, you know, back in the day, it's always 100 watt for that particular album. That's a really good, unique guitar sound on there. I really like that. Yeah, he was just saying, like, you know, back in the day, the amount of gear you needed just to sound like crap. They blew it up and used a 50, and it was basically the same. There's a model of the 5153 100 watt and 50 watt in here, so let's let's see, with this, I reckon you got to crank the presence and the depth and bring the master down a bit. That sounds pretty cool, and I like the grinder boost. That's a good I think with good sounds as well, there's like a proliferation of information now. Like you can go on the internet and, you know, there's award-winning acclaimed mix engineers talking about how they mic guitar amps or how they dial in amps. Whereas back in the day, it was like, oh, cool, if I want to sound like Van Halen, I need a Marshall and I need to put the knobs here. Why doesn't it sound like Van Halen? Scoop those mids and head for glory. Oh, man. I need that on a t-shirt. Let's do it with less mids. And also turn the gate up to ridiculous levels. Let's do that. That kind of gets you close to that kind of sound without playing an 8 string. Don't forget the metal zone when scooping the mids. Should we put a metal zone in front of this? Bruz. I wish they had a HM2 in here just for the grind. Yeah, we shot an IR of that cab setup. Cab setup from memory, which I have, I think. Anyway, metal zone, no mids, maximum treble, maximum bass. Yeah, pedals and post EQ and cabinets and speaker choice, and it feels like people are a lot more aware of those things. It's like, oh, when you hear a recorded sound, remember it's not just the amp, it's the cab and the speakers and the microphone and the preamps and all the post EQ that the mix engineer does. Metal zone, here we go. Straight into a cab block, you say. Well, that's a bit loud, but let's try that. That sounds like fun. That's not the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I can see how you could work that. Sounds like there's kind of like a little bit of clean signal blended in there, which is interesting. Yeah, you learn something new every day. Metal zone into a cab works. It is the Line 6 insane mode right there. What's the other thing which is really gross on this? Metal zone without a cab, that's living. This is the real tones, dude. It's like I'm playing my PV Rage in high school again. Hey man, this pedal sounds really good. living that guitar store life. A plugin called Guitar Suite that had no GUI but was one of the best JSM 15 years ago. Ooh, that's really interesting. But how you... Oh, that... Do you mean like just when you're not playing on the amp, when you have at all times, like this kind of sound? Let's make that sound happen. Can you guys hear that? That's the sound, man. Play Master of Puppets with only upstrokes. That sounds amazingly fun. I can't even play it with only downstrokes, so this is going to be a disaster. So it's got to be... Jesus. Wow, that's like ridiculous. That's like a Bradley Hall style challenge, you know, how he does the reverse guitar solos. Did you guys see that thing of him playing Eruption backwards as well? It's so good because he plays the solo like he's learnt it backwards, but then he reverses the backwards thing, so it sounds like an insane forward version of it. I'm sure this is a thing you could get good at. Imagine hybrid picking Master of Puppets. Or can you play Breaking the Chains but using only your elbows? Hang on. Troy, mate, you're destroying me here. What if I taped that to my elbow? So that's a no. Yeah, this is what life's all about. What about All Star if it was a gent song? Yeah, now this is going to be fun. A drone song using only the tuning machines. This should be possible. We'll do we'll do this. Imagine this, what you just, someone's doing a live stream. I'm going to check this out, and you get... Yes. Well, I mean, to be fair, that would be a pretty good introduction to me. This is the worst thing I've ever heard. Good. I would be really worried if you thought it sounded good. So, mate, you're alright. Ba-na-na. No. Shocking. It's midday here in Perth, Western Australia. And I should probably consider doing something with my life. Maybe in another 10 minutes. God. What am I doing? Why am I... Oh, yeah. Cooked. Cooked, mate. Don't even know what I'm doing. I'm gonna catch up on this chat. I'm sure a lot of styles of music started off with some going, oi bro, what if you like actually use distortion on your amp? Or what if you like got a pencil and stabbed your speaker with it? You know how that sounds really bad? Record a song with it. Oi Link Ray, you think you're good? Rip a hole in your speaker and record the rumble. Okay, well I will. Take drugs and anything sounds good. Let's see. Would you rather become twice as strong when both of your fingers are stuck in your ears, or crawl twice? These are always the best part. Twice as strong when both fingers are stuck in your ears, or crawl twice as fast as you can run. Imagine being able to crawl twice as fast as you can run. Now, would that mean that your crawling speed, like whatever speed you can crawl, you can run half as fast? No, it means find out what your maximum running speed is, then you can crawl that fast. Oof. Oof. That would be, that's a tough one. Crawling, I think, because, like, what can you do? I couldn't play guitar like this. The strength is wasted. Yeah, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. It's hard to keep up with what their new album is because they put stuff out all the time. They're kind of like, they have a little bit of like old Sabbath about them, and they have a little bit of like old Zappa about them, which I like. Yeah, you could do 6 squats. You could be hell strong. The crawling to get away from all the animals. Let's see. Any other Aussie YouTubers? No, because I'm on the West Coast and I'm far away from everywhere. I got a good... Here's my Brett Kingman story, because it's a good one. In 2013, I did a gig with a friend of mine who's an incredible singer, and she scored a slot at a festival on Australia Day. So it was like all these big Aussie artists like Barnsey, Moss. It was literally Barnsey, Mossy, Daryl Braithwaite. And we opened, so I was just playing a bit of acoustic, and great singer. She plays harmonica as well, and she had played with Jimmy Barnes before, and it was James Rain as well. He was the other guy on the bill. So Brett plays guitar for James Rain, and we were all just milling around backstage, and I just, I didn't realize that I recognized Brett from YouTube. I just started talking to him because I was like, there's a guy that I know, and we were talking about gear. And I said to him, I was like, oh yeah, you do all the guitar reviews on YouTube. Yeah, so you must have an insane pedal board, right? Because you review all those pedals. And he kind of laughed. He said, mate, I plug my telly into a Line 6 M13 and I use whatever backline amp there is. And at the time I was like, what? But you've got all these cool pedals. Why don't you use all the cool gear? And that's when sort of the penny dropped for me. It's like, of course. You fly in, you have your guitar, you have all your tones on the pedal board, happy days. And then I saw he was using the Fractal stuff, and when I saw his AX8 video, I was like, that sounds considerably better than the tones I'm getting with my Axe Ultra. I'm going to get one. So, yeah, Brett's a good dude. All right, I'm going to be right back. What's up?
I'm going out to IKEA. Do you want anything?
No, I'm all good.
Can we get a Kurt from a veteran?
IKEA. Do I need anything? No. I'm all good. All right.
HTV still in here?
No.
All right, I'm on the nursery and I'll come home.
Cool. Catch you there. Oh. All right. Anyway, anyone need anything from IKEA, by the way? Leonie's low on RAM and needs a reboot. That was my mum. So you can all say, well, she's not going to hear it, but you can say hi to my mum. Troy, remember when my mum used to drive me every Sunday to jam with you guys? Because I didn't have a license, I didn't have a car. That was pretty awesome. My mum's awesome. IKEA, where pedalboard dreams begin. Yeah, man. Honestly, every time I go there, I just walk around going, I feel like building a pedalboard, or I feel like building some cool studio gear. It's a bit of a lifesaver in that regard. One of my students came in and he just bought a bunch of gear yesterday. He bought a few new pedals and he had, I was like, dude, this is a really cool pedal board. Like, where did you get this? And he literally just used a cutting board and mounted all his pedals to like a chopping board, which I think he got from IKEA. So, and it really worked. He's got like a looping rig and yeah, that was awesome. Let's see. Dear, can I have a beer? Dear. The double neck, yeah, the absolute maniacal, it's a clone of a Gibson double 12. I haven't seen that After the Burial song. What's a Black Label Society song? Stillborn, I think. However he plays that, it's literally just like F sharp and pinch harmonics everywhere. The Strat, you might be talking about the Hamer. I think, maybe. Where is that? Somewhere. Oh, it's tucked in a corner. I can't really reach it at the moment. I think I know the one you mean. It's solid maple. That thing's pretty awesome. I probably missed a couple of questions. Ever tried a treble booster in front of a crunchy high gain amp? Yeah. I've got a germanium style thing that my buddy Johnny from Anarchy Audio makes. Great pedals, by the way. And yeah, I've done a couple of demos of those. And yeah, the germanium treble boosts are really pushing the front end of an amp. Let's try that with the Axe Effects. Because there's a pretty cool treble boost, I think. And I'll change the clipping type to be germanium. Yeah, the accidentally hitting a pinch harmonic as a kid is one of the greatest things. Every now and then some of my students will do it and they'll just be like, what did I just do? That was amazing. Use it on synths. That's cool. Really cool. Well, what sort of synth setup are you running? Are you running like a modular style thing? I haven't tried any Petty Drum stuff, but a lot of people are over on I see a lot of the videos. I just like watching pedal demo videos as well. There's something really nice. That's a nice way to spend your time, just hearing people, especially if it's like a Pete Thorne or a Sean Tubbs or a Brett Kingman demoing the pedal. It always just sounds so good. It's like, oh, I like that sound. Sean is somebody I just watch his demos and don't even pay attention to the gear. I just listen to his playing. Love his playing. I just go on there to steal his licks. Oh, that's awesome. 40 hardware synths. Wow. That's cool. Mass respect there. I think the more you get into guitar gear, eventually you end up getting into synth stuff, in my opinion. Like, it just seems like a natural progression, because like you have pedals which start self-oscillating, and it's like, oh, that's cool. What if I process that with another pedal? And then what if I put that into another pedal? And it's like, man, why don't I just like generate a tone with a synthesizer and then use some modular stuff? There's a cool channel called 100 Things I Do, and it's all about old vintage synthesizers. You follow that one? Reverse solo. Ah! So that's what Petrucci's doing. Petrucci is doing. The other reason I bought a GeForce is because I kind of want to do that like ultimate Petrucci thing, tri-axis GeForce 250. Yeah, there you go. Seems like, what was somebody telling me? I mean, the obvious link between like wicked synth stuff and wicked guitar stuff is that Christoph Kemper designed the Access Virus, and then also the Kemper Profiling Amplifier, which are two pretty important pieces of gear. Ooh, yeah, oh man, the Meris Enzo actually, from all the demos I've seen, that thing looks like it actually works really, really nicely. You have two viruses. Ah, dude, that's awesome. So apparently, some of the initial firmware for the Kemper Profiler, before it was the Kemper Profiler, they used the virus hardware to load it in there. Apparently that was like the early days. That's something that I heard through the grapevine. Ooh, let's try some reverse delay with 5 to 20 milliseconds. This sounds like a new thing that I'm about to learn. Let's try 20. It does sound ring modulated. It's got that like King Crimson Discipline thing about it. That's wicked. Needs a metal zone, needs a metal zone. Put the metal zone on, put the metal zone on. There's the cat, everybody. I think he's snuck in, and that's something to eat, and he's sneaking out. Listen to this. See you later, Troy. Thanks Thanks for tuning in, man. This sounds really cool. I'm going to save this. It tracks way better than a synth as well. No, I haven't. Adrian Ballou has an app as well, which I've heard is pretty cool. That should be a tone patch in the... Yeah, this is really good. I'm going to save this. Save to new preset number. What should I call it so that I remember it's from this? Who suggested this? Thank you so much. I learned something new today. Wow, that's demented. Absolutely demented. You know, like, to be honest, something like... One thing I like about, say, the Marshall DSL is it sounds pretty good at low volumes as well. It's not like a JCM 800 where you really, really need to crank it up. So yeah, if you're looking towards like a DSL, I'd highly recommend that because the clean channel is really good. So if it's in a really small place, you can keep your OCD and run it into there. It's got some good, very good cleans. I'm just going to tidy this preset up a little bit. So playing on the higher string makes the note lower. Yeah, is that because of the ring modulation thing, where it's like the sum and the difference of the frequencies or something? Catalyst Collider. Excellent suggestion, guys. Thank you so much. I'll tidy it up and I'll put it on Exchange if anyone wants to try it. Awesome. Let's copy. I'll just make this scene 1. This is a beautiful thing. Thank you, guys. I can probably take a bunch of these effects out. Actually, what I'm going to do is this. Let's do that. Make it a little bit simpler. I can delete all this stuff. Cool. I can do this when I'm not on a live stream, I think. So yeah, sick patch. Thanks, dudes. With an octave down, why don't we find out? Let's do pitch. And I'll just do the octave divider. Actually, I wonder what would happen if so I've got that reverse delay after the amp. I'm going to put a reverse delay in front as well. So there'll be a reverse delay going into an amp, going to a reverse delay. This might be horrendous, but... That's gnarly. Whoa, what if I set this to a different time, like... My band's name is Ragdoll, if you want to check us out. The latest single is called Rust, and the latest album, which came out before Rust, is called Back to Zero. So there's probably some stuff that you're going to like there. I'm going to turn the feedback up on these. I guess it's almost like there's almost some comb filtering going on there. Whoa. This is cool. Needs more metal zone. I've actually taken all the dry signal out of it, so yeah, this is ridiculous. This is really good. Let's do this. So scene 1 can just be one. Let's just call it. I'll call it Collider. And then with the 2, I'll call that. I didn't even spell catalyst right up here. There we go. And then this one, I'll just say double. That's so cool. And scene 1, I'm going to copy. Hang on. This is so entertaining. I'm sure you guys can actually see nothing. So let's just copy this to all. And then on scene 2, we'll have the double. That's really cool. This is like, I reckon there's a solo on one of the new Ragdoll songs which would have this, could use from this kind of. I just like the thought of, oh, I've got a wah here too, so. Wow, that's awesome. All right. Yeah, it's pretty much non-stop entertainment. It's really easy to get carried away doing this kind of stuff. But the advantage is because it's an interface as well, it's like you ever want to record anything, you've got it. The wah makes it really... Wah at the end. Yeah, I'm actually going to put the wah after the reverb as well. I just got to be careful with the level here, I think. So let me try this. Bit much at the end of the chain, but up front, that's cool. Oh, this has made my day. This is amazing. You dudes are awesome, and it's got a metal zone on there. Like I said, I'm just going to put a stock cab in there because I've got a user cab in there at the moment. It's not too important what the cab is, I think. We'll save that one, and then I'll post that on the Axe Change. Yeah, there's there's weird smells coming out of it, man. Oh, awesome! Thanks so much, Joseph. It's all up online if you want to go check it out. There's a bit of different stuff. Yes, this would be really cool. I'm going to try and revisit the drones patch that I did for the AX8, and there's a couple of things. Particle verb with long delay and pre-volume with gain, yeah. There's a, I saw somebody put in a request for like a granular delay in the Axe FX3, and that would be pretty sick. There's like that, what's the other one? Spectral delay is another thing. There's a program called, if you guys want to have some fun on your computer, there's a program called Pure Data, which is a blocks-based, like programming language basically, and you can use it to create guitar effects. And there's some really cool, there's like a couple of granular style synthesizers and a spectral delay. You can just go and like download these things. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Or you can design your own effect algorithms in it, which is really nice. Like, you know, building multi-tap delays with like 100 taps. Why not? Do it. It's a really fun thing. I've been playing around with that a little bit. Just because it kind of, yeah, you can design effect algorithms with pure data and do some pretty sweet stuff. All right, it's just about 12:30. I gotta go and do some stuff before the weekend begins. So thank you guys for tuning in. As always, this was a nice wacky one. Thanks for all the suggestions. And yeah, if you got suggestions for next week, or I wrote that thing down about the Doom 5-minute tones, so I'm going to try and do that. And if you're in Perth at the end of October, Ragdoll, we're doing a Halloween show at Amplifier Bar on the 31st, which is a Thursday, so that should be pretty fun. Yeah, that was a wicked stream. Thanks, dudes. I'd say on Sunday, for the Sunday video that I always do, it's going to be some kind of looping based thing that I'll probably try and film later today. And I might try work this Catalyst Collider patch into there. And other than that, as always, stay safe, be good to one another. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys very soon.